Oh, hello there. Welcome everyone to Channel Balakay. I am of course Balakay, and I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by today's video. It's been a while since I have done one of these videos, and I hope with everything going on in the world right now with COVID-19 that everyone is safe and sound, but at least you get a new Balakay video out of this whole quarantine. Yay!
Oh, you stink!
During such times, there is a lot of free time on people's hands, myself included, until we can all crawl out of our nuclear bunkers. Maybe you've been watching Netflix, Tiger King for instance, and really wondering what the world would have been like if Joe Exotic had just become president.
I've had some kinky sex. I have tried drugs through the younger years of my life. I am broke as shit. I have a judgment against me from some bitch down there in Florida.
What a timeline to live in. Or you're listening to music from, I don't know, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and deciding whether or not to make a YouTube video on such a topic. But, I mean, who would waste all that time to be doing such a thing? I mean, it sounds absolute. Oh, I've been a huge fan of Smash for a very long time, ever since my childhood, in fact. And it wasn't until 4 years ago that I started playing the games competitively, Smash 4 and Ultimate included. I mean, look at those hours. I have no life. As the roster has grown to 78 fighters, 6 more included in the next year or so, there are a lot of different game series that are being represented. Fans like to mostly focus on how a character plays or the uniqueness of the stages. But what is often overlooked is the inclusion of the music from each character's respective titles. Or I guess in Terry's case, in SNK's entire catalog. So today I figured I would ask the obviously very important question, which series has the best music in Smash? Question mark, when I have depression. So for this list, I decided to only include fighter-represented franchises that have more than 5 songs from their games. This way, I automatically ruled out a couple of lackluster picks, this including Pac-Man, Game & Watch, Punch-Out, the Wii series games, and Final Fantasy. Come on, Square. What are you doing? With that criteria set in stone,
Let's just jump into it.
I grew up playing Pokemon, and it is easily the series I have played the most of any others than Smash. But even with blinding nostalgia and bias, it is only an honorable mention. Why? Well, with most of their music to choose from in Smash, it all kind of blends together if you listen to them too much. Variety in sound is important for this list, and because of the sheer number of similar sounding battle themes from across 7 different generations, gets Pokemon to barely make the top cut. Special shout out to Cynthia's Champion and Zinnia's battle themes for their excellent violin melodies. I haven't played much of Castlevania, but what I can say is that this series has some bonkers music. That is what I like to dub Gothic rock and roll. The haunting atmosphere with the soaring chord progressions of guitars meld together for a great score from the 30-plus-year-old Konami property. Divine Bloodlines and Bloody Tears are some of the best tracks out of the list. This ape has certainly gone through a lot of different iterations over the years, but one consistent factor that keeps the property together is its fantastic music. Over the decades, from the iconic '81 Donkey Kong, the rare games of the '90s, and the return to glory of the Return reboot, Donkey Kong has kept the same groovy jungle beats for a very long time. And then Gangplank Galleon comes into the world, and with my boy K. Rool, I was sold immediately. Oh, and I guess the DK rap is alright as well. Now with those 3 honorable mentions out of the way, let's start off number 5 by pissing off a fan base. Whoa. Okay. Put the gun down and let me just explain for a second why Persona has great music, even if it's not number 1. Persona 5 has some of the funkiest and stylish music in Smash Bros. Even the Persona 3 and 4 inclusions are irresistibly toe-tapping. I love jazzy-esque music, and when games such as Persona 5 have an aesthetic such as the one it does, you have to include them on a list like this. But most of the hype stops at just Persona 5, and only a couple of songs like Last Surprise, Rivers in the Desert, and Beneath the Mask carry the series into number 5. So be happy, Persona fans, because
You never see it coming.
oh god. Ah! Xenoblade is one of those games where almost whoever you talk to will unanimously agree has some kick-ass music. I can't really say much about its music that hasn't already been repeated a million times by now. You can easily summarize the tracks into 2 words: grand and hype. Because coming from a game where the protagonist has to fight off giant flying cockney British looking ass metal robots from a Titan-shaped world, you would need some insane guitar riffs and grandiose string instrument play to capture the feeling you get when you play Xenoblade Chronicles. Oh, and by the way, engage the enemy and you will know our names are just perfect. Nothing further needs to be said. This pick might also piss off some people as well, given the fact that it's almost common law to think that anything Sonic related is supposed to be bad, right? But I would argue that one thing has stayed good about Sonic over the years has been its music. For starters, I appreciate the decision to leave a lot of the songs from the first couple of Sonic games untouched, such as Green and Emerald Hill Zone, in their 16-bit glory. And when they do remix old songs like Angel Island Zone, it makes for an epic listen as you beat the tar out of your opponent while listening to it. Sonic at number 3 is simply for the reason that Sakurai included the best of the best from Sonic's catalog, and kept most of the songs untouched because he knew that a lot of the tracks were perfect the way they were. But really though, I could easily put Sonic here for Escape from the City and Lights Camera Action from Sonic Mania.
Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Lights, camera, action.
I hate this character so much.
Oh my. What? Wow!
Oh, take that, Ethan! Oh no! Take that, Ethan! Oh!
Where he's at high percent, but the rain, oh, the rain! Oh,
But what I don't hate about Bayonetta is her amazing soundtrack. For similar reasons with Persona, the groovy rhythm of Bayo's music just pops with personality. When the songs aren't going hard on the soaring piano and saxophone sections, it has a similar tone with Castlevania in the vein of gothic battle themes, but pulled off so much classier. I guess it coincides with the character, because if Bayo is one thing, it's, classy. The music of Bayonetta is loud, bombastic, and in your face with its undeniable swagger. Time for the Climax and its predecessor, Let's Hit the Climax, are the best songs of the 11 selections, and of course, the ones that sound closest to a sex joke Nintendo will ever allow. F-Zero might not be as popular or iconic as some of the series I've talked about before it, but god damn is the music of this franchise amazing. When I think of Smash at its purest form, you need music that matches the intensity of battle and can continuously keep the hype factor during the match. The music can make even the lamest sets into the stuff of a legends.
Bro, what is going on? What is this? I don't know. I was stalling for time.
See? Case in point! There is not one song for 26 that isn't a banger. And Big Blue Melee Edition is easily the best song in the entire game, period. Like Captain Falcon, F-Zero's music is the heart and soul of Smash Bros. Well guys, that was my list. I hope you all enjoyed. If you want to see further content from me, if this quarantine continues, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what kind of topics you want me to tackle next. It was really nice to get back into the swing of things after the 3-year hiatus that I took. And thank you so much for stopping by. I will see you in the next one. Peace.